following wrestling exhibition requires discretionary viewer participation.
Friends, viewers, welcome to this week's edition of RWL Rage. Glad you're here with us this Monday night. My name's Christy Ogilvie, in here in the booth, hanging with booking agent Myron Schimmelman. And of course, Don Hickson is here with the call of all the action tonight.
Good evening.
So you guys, Halloween Brawl was the gateway to the road to the Memphis Million in December, our annual year-ending body-slamming New Year's Jamboree. And things usually get crazy between now and Christmas time. We're gonna see some of that tonight, you guys.
We'll probably see a lot of that, Christy. Everybody's choosing up sides now. And as we begin tonight, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our opening contest, a ladies division matchup with Piper Niven, making her first appearance on RWL Rage, set to face ladies Northern Champion Brenda Blair. One quick programming note, however, Aria Mitchell unavailable this evening. Replacing her as ring announcer will be Miss Ida Holy. Let's go to her now.
Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to our WL Rage. The first match tonight, a non-title bout scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle from Ayrshire, Scotland, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Piper Niven.
New to us, but not to the fans, Piper Niven, now on board and down with the Ladies Legends division.
That's right.
It had to happen sooner or later. She came really close about 2 years ago as Dewdrop, but the plans fell through that time. So anywho, Piper Niven is here tonight after battling Patty Powers on Snarl. Now she didn't get a win, but mind y'all, she gave Powerhouse Patty a difficult turn. And that's no bull. Wonder how she's gonna make out against Brenda Blair?
I don't know, but the ladies Northern Champion is ready for this matchup with Piper Niven.
Next to petite Brenda, Piper Niven's built like a bull. Brenda's capable of slowing her down, but she's gonna have to beat on Piper Niven like non-stop to put her down.
And her opponent from San Jose, California, she is the RW All Ladies Northern Champion, Brenda Blair.
Well, look at that. Brenda told me she was going to celebrate getting the Ladies Northern Championship with a new outfit, and I guess that's it. Not a bad look either. I like the bare shoulders thing. The Ladies Northern Champion, the leather-clad lovely Brenda Blair, back in action again this week on RWL Rage, and facing Piper Niven for the first time ever. The Ladies Northern Champion facing a lot of conflict and controversy following her win at the Halloween Brawl over Babs Beckwith, the former champion, who has been going through some changes as a result of that match and the loss of the ladies' Northern title to Brenda Blair. It cannot be denied the leather-clad lovely Brenda Blair has been very hot, but how's she gonna do against Piper Niven in this opening contest tonight? Willie Johnson sounds the bell. The ladies lock it up. A forearm from Brenda Blair. From behind into a sleeper hold immediately within 7 seconds. My goodness. A jawbreaker from Piper Niven disengages Brenda Blair. They lock it up. Brenda escorted towards the far left corner, headfirst into the turnbuckle. Piper Niven whips her to the opposing corner, drop kick. Brenda Blair rolls out of the corner. And Piper Niven going to work immediately on Brenda Blair, taking full advantage of her size and strength. And she's got plenty of both. Brenda Blair in trouble in the early goings of this matchup. Piper Niven extremely aggressive. Double axe handle across the back, a driving knee into the back of Brenda Blair. Brenda catches another double axe handle from Piper Niven. Piper Niven gathers Brenda Blair up on a front cradle, slams her into the turnbuckle and spins her out towards center ring. Going for a pin here, one. Only a one. Brenda Blair kicking out quickly, back up on her feet, a couple of chops across the chest of Piper Niven into a DDT. And Brenda Blair indicating to the fans here in Elmira that she is just fine. No problems here. Wrist clutch kicks. But Piper Niven followed up with a forearm to the side of the head. Piper Niven quickly back up to a standing position. Brenda Blair whips her back into the corner. A running forearm from Brenda Blair.
Keeping Piper Niven on the mat. She knows what she's doing.
Brenda Blair putting the boots to the hands and fingers of Piper Niven. Indeed, Brenda Blair, who was already heating up before the tournament last September. And Babs Beckwith, of course, winning the Ladies Northern Champion, and Brenda Blair swooping in recently to take it away. And Brenda Blair is definitely making the most of it. And right now, she's making mincemeat of the hands of Piper Niven. Winds up the leg, stretching the legs of ligaments in the legs of Piper Niven. Piper Niven counters, quickly rolls back up to her feet, gets a hold of Brenda Blair, whips her towards the ropes. An elbow takes Brenda down to the canvas. Brenda Blair back on the receiving end here. The momentum has shifted back and forth here a few times. Brenda Blair with an elbow back up on her feet gets a hold of Piper Niven. Niven up against the ropes. A kick right to the face from Brenda Blair. Look at this here. She's setting up the Windsor knot. Look at this. Watch. Target sighted. Sank sane. Brenda Blair with a kick right to the keister of Piper Niven. Now Brenda Blair playing with her prey. Yikes. Piper's back up. Piper Niven with a kick to the midsection to Brenda, shoves her down. And I think she's mad. There's a clubbing overhand right to Brenda Blair. Piper Niven whips her over to the top rope, out onto the apron. Brings her back in the hard way. Man, what a flip. Brenda Blair whipped to the far right, almost into Willie Johnson. Brenda Blair catches a clothesline from Piper Niven. And Piper Niven's turned it around here on Brenda Blair. Brenda with a kick to the midsection. As they're up there with the power on Brenda Blair, look at this. A spinning crucifix sit-out powerbomb. How about this right here? A cover one. And only a one. I would have thought a pin like that would have rated a two. I think she thought so too. She is mad. Brenda Blair provoked. Sets it up. Lines up over the shoulder and lines up getting power slammed by Piper Niven. A cover, one. Nope, only in the foot. But a brilliant counter from Piper Niven, who has definitely shown some skills despite losing to Patty Powers in her first appearance here. Here's a cover from Piper Niven one more time. One, two. Just a one, according to Willie Johnson. A stomp to the midsection of Brenda Blair from Piper Niven. Another double axe handle across the back. And Brenda Blair one more time in trouble here. A clothesline from Piper Niven. Piper Niven beating the head of Brenda Blair against the mat. Brenda rounded up again. A kick to the midsection from Brenda Blair. Brenda whips Piper Niven to the ropes. Boom! What a kick right there. Piper Niven rolls to the outside. Gets a hold of Brenda Blair. Slams her head into the side of the apron. A kick to the chest as well. And now Piper Niven turning it on for the fans. And perhaps thinking she might have this one in the bag. Brenda Blair, front cradle slammed into the... And she just collapses to the floor. The referee continues to count. Loop does press and a series of hard right hands from Brenda Blair. And she's turned it around again. And once again, Brenda Blair turning it around. A sweeper hold on the outside. Hoping to wear down Piper Niven. Piper Niven counters with a jawbreaker. Willie Johnson urging the ladies to get back inside. Brenda Blair rolled in by Piper Niven. And order finally restored. Both ladies missed their move on that one. Brenda Blair gets there first, gets a hold of Piper Niven. A wrist clutch kick to the face. And down went Piper Niven. Brenda Blair again stamping the hands and fingers of Piper Niven. A blatant choke right in front of the referee. No apology offered. Brenda Blair taking full advantage of Piper Niven being off her vertical base. And she isn't much of a threat. Look at this, Brenda Blair definitely showing up for the fans. They love her too. Rebound off the ropes, elbow right to the top of the head of Piper Niven. Let's see if at this late date she can turn it around for herself. Brenda Blair decides against the high-risk maneuver. Catches a kick, a chop, and a clothesline from Piper Niven, who just came back alive. Could be bad news for Brenda Blair. A charge and a face buster from Piper Niven. Brenda shoves her away with both boots. Piper Niven on the outside on the floor. Here comes Brenda Blair over the top rope and crashes and burns. Missing the high-risk maneuver. Piper Niven sidestepping danger there. Head first into the apron. Brenda Blair. Piper Niven misses with the stomp, connects with a hard right, goes behind on Brenda Blair, drives a knee into her back, and down she goes. The referee continuing to count here as Piper Niven exploits the time on the outside. Elbows to the midsection from Brenda Blair. Brenda finally getting Piper Niven back inside the ring. What a ride this match has been already. Running crossbody from Piper Niven. Here's a pin attempt, one. Only a one. Again, Brenda Blair evading disaster here. Piper Niven turning it back on again, turning the momentum her way one more time. Back and forth. This match has gone like a pendulum. Brenda Blair in trouble again as Piper Niven really starts to go in on her. Brenda Blair counter with a series of kicks, stunning Piper Niven. A set of rights, a kick, and a DDT. Takes Piper Niven down to the canvas again. Brenda Blair drags her towards center ring. Rounds her up by both hands. Wrist clutch, knee to the head. Here's another pin attempt. 1, 2.
She kicked out again.
And I do not believe Piper Niven absolutely refusing to give up the ship here. A kick to the midsection from Brenda Blair. Brenda's rounded her up. Look at this. Whoa, a nasty shot. Brenda goes for the cover with everything she's got left. And it is all over Brenda Blair, defeating Piper Niven by pinfall. Let's go get the official time.
I don't believe it. She did it again.
Here is the time, 9 minutes and 30 seconds, and your winner, Brenda Blair.
Man, you can just sense it, you two. Or at least I can. Something got switched on for Brenda when she beat Babs Beckler at Halloween Brawl.
Well, Brenda Blair given something of a rough time by Piper Niven, but in the end, Brenda Blair, the leather-clad lovely, winds up picking up the win over Piper Niven. Ladies and gentlemen, when we return, more RWL Rage right after this.
Oh, hey. What are you doing here?
Oh, you know, just nothing. But hey, congratulations on your win on Piper Niven. Nice job there, champ.
Yeah, thanks, Babs. Really good of you.
Listen, I kinda wanted to tell you something too. Just for a minute.
Look, Babs, let's not make this weird, okay?
Brenda, you don't understand. You don't know, sure. You took the title from me. Humiliated me before the world in my first ever title defense. I surprised you didn't. Ride me around the arena naked, like a mule for the amusement of your fans. Okay, so anyways, just wanted to say, I don't care anymore. So hey, no hard feelings, Brenda. I totally wish you well.
Gotcha. Glad you're feeling better. And look, for what it's worth, I'm sorry things turned out like they did at Halloween Brawl Babs. I mean, since we're being all honest here, and I just wanted you to know.
You just wanted me to know. Everybody and their dead grandmother wants me to know. I failed, but that's okay, Brenda. I'm gonna get up, dust myself off, and I'm gonna move forward around here. Maybe I'll even face you again someday. If that day ever comes, Brenda, just remember, Babs Beckwith never forgets. Best of luck out there, Brenda.
Alright, Christy, coming up next, tag team action with Best of the West, the Mid-South champion Billy White Moon and Jim Dandy Deacons. The partnership going into action tonight against the Toxic Table, AJ Hawk and Boston Gun. And that's gonna be a wild one for sure, a first time encounter if ever there was one.
Please say Myron won't be back in time. Please let him miss this whole thing. He might not live through it, Don. He's really not going to be feeling this mess right here.
Don't worry, he's fine. He's going to be doing an interview. He'll be tied up for the rest of this match.
The following tag team match scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, Pat McAfee and to short, Welfare Popeye, Scott Bell, and both from parts unknown, total combined weight also unknown, here are AJ Hawk and Boston Connor, representing the Toxic Table.
No, sir, Christy, Myron would not be gratified to know that Mr. Bell has taken an interest in the Toxic Table as far as getting Pat McAfee directly involved in the thing. And it looks as if the Toxic Table may become part of Bell Unlimited quite soon.
Oh, good gravy, Ton. He's gonna totally snap when he finds out. But it figures that Pat McAfee found his way to Too Short Welfare Popeye. McAfee's been thrown out of every place else. Slime finds more slime, I guess. Still, Myron's gonna pitch a blue fit.
Their opponents at a total combined weight of 512 pounds. From Abilene, Texas, Jim Dandy Deacons, and from Norman, Oklahoma, the RW All Mid-South champion, Billy White Moon, representing Best.
The Mid-South champion, Bulletproof Billy the Choctaw Chopper, and Jim Dandy Deacons. Hey, listen, you guys, I had to come back. Myron, you're supposed to do the interview. I know. Listen, Chicago Danny Awesome's going to do the interview. With Steve Gross, he's got a special announcement. It's very, very important, he said. And it's going to happen right after this matchup.
Hey, listen, Myron. Honey, we got some kind of bad news about...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Pat McAfee and Too Short and the Toxic Table, I heard. Alright, it's going to be AJ Hawk and Billy White Moon starting off this first time ever tag team encounter between the Toxic Table and Best of the West. As referee Willie Johnson sounds the bell, here we go. They lock up collar and elbow. AJ Hawk with the upper hand. White Moon drops head first into the turnbuckle. AJ Hawk gathers him up, pitches White Moon halfway across the ring. AJ Hawk firmly in control in the early goings here. Goes behind on White Moon. Back suplex. White Moon on the defensive here right away. Whip to the ropes. AJ Hawk ducks under a clothesline. Takes White Moon down to the canvas. Quickly back up and catches an overhand right from AJ Hawk. Up over the shoulder. AJ Hawk catching some elbows from Billy White Moon. The Mid-South champion whips Hawk to his team's corner. He's going to take this one himself. He wants to take home the arm of AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk all by himself on the wrong side of town. There's a kick to the head from Billy White Moon. Going for the pin. 1, 2. A 2 count Fairly early on here, Billy White Moon definitely provoked by A.J. Hawk. Here's a tag to Jim Dandy Deacons. Deacons with a hard shot to the midsection of A.J. Hawk. Jim Dandy taking it over for Best of the West. A.J. Hawk hung up on the top rope. A cover, one. Only a one for Jim Dandy. A.J. Hawk gathered up. Deacons whips him back into the Best of the West corner. Here comes White Moon again. The team working very efficiently as always. Double X handle across the back of A.J. Hawk. Billy White Moon doing a little dancing here, and oh, there goes that. Oh, he's flipped out. He's gone berserk. There's a clothesline. Boston Connor out of the equation for the moment. A.J. Hawk catching kicks to the head from Billy White Moon. White Moon going all the way topside here. Here he comes. Oh, he took both of them out. Can you stand it? Wow, that was amazing. And he ain't finished yet. Look at this. A moonsault. A.J. Hawk finds his way out of town. Boston Connor whipped into the corner. Jim Dandy Deacons going to work on A.J. Hawk on the outside. Billy White Moon stomping the tar out of Boston Connor, the referee, correcting that turnbuckle. I do not believe. The Toxic Table associating with Scott Bell and Bell Unlimited. Knees to the back. The Jim Dandy Deacons from A.J. Hawk. As Billy White Moon continues to destroy Boston Connor. If this was some kind of meeting meant to impress Pat McAfee and the Toxic Table, it's not working out too good. Too Short Popeye shoved aside by Billy White Moon. Here comes A.J. Hawk again. White Moon, knee to the midsection. Billy White Moon, cleaning house over here. A one-man army. Jim Dandy Deacons looking on with his partner. Whoa, there goes Boston Connor to the outside again. A.J. Hawk takes advantage, slams White Moon down to the canvas. Billy White Moon goes for the ride. Here it comes. A.J. Hawk leapfrogs. Swing and a miss. Billy White Moon quickly on the move on that one. A.J. Hawk counters with an elbow. White Moon again counters with a kick to the midsection. Rebound off the ropes. Flying punch. Takes down A.J. Hawk. Pat McAfee and Too Short Popeye looking on like they've just seen the Hindenburg disaster. A.J. Hawk counters out of the Best of the West corner. A clothesline. Takes down Billy White Moon. Hawk covers one. Just a one, according to the official. A.J. Hawk slams White Moon down. There's a splash as A.J. Hawk takes his turn out of town. Here comes Boston Connor. White Moon waiting for him. Boston Connor opens up with a set of shots. White Moon counters him, rebuffs him, gets behind him, and here's the sleeper hold, the Indian sleeper. Billy White Moon wins a lot of matches with that one. A.J. Hawk onto that one. Breaks up the submission hold. Billy White Moon getting into it with Scott Bell. No doubt some very choice words from Billy White Moon to Too Short Welfare Popeye. Boston Connor on the outside being countered by referee Willie Johnson. And here we go. Billy White Moon opens up with beats of the Voltron on A.J. Hawk on the outside. Referee still counting. Boston Connor, the legal man in the ring. Out goes A.J. Hawk. In comes Boston Connor. Locks it up with Billy White Moon. Gets a hold of the leg. Fisherman suplex from Boston Connor. An elbow takes down Billy White Moon. Boston Connor rebounds off the ropes. Leg drop across the throat of Billy White Moon, who at this point might want to think about tagging in Jim Dandy. Oh, he's about, head first into that steel turnbuckle and then into a DDT, a tornado DDT off the top turnbuckle. Here comes Jim Dandy Deacons on the hot tag, and here he comes. Collides with Boston Connor, gets a hold of Boston Connor from behind. Jim Dandy Deacons rounds him up, fireman's carry. escorts him to his own team's corner and drops him headfirst onto that exposed steel. Well, Jim Dandy getting into it with Pat McAfee. Well, how about this? Boston Connor takes advantage. Jim Dandy into the turnbuckle, into the steel. Boston Connor taking advantage of the moment. A fist drop to the head of Jim Dandy Deacons. Deacons rounded up. A jawbreaker to Boston Connor. Connor counters with a series of shots and a spin kick to the back of the head of Jim Dandy. Goes for the cover, but the referee quickly rolling up too late. Jim Dandy shrugging out of that pin. Shoves Boston Connor away. Deacons rounds up Boston Connor, whips him to the bust of the West's corner, and he's gonna hang him up there like a prize. Jim Dandy Deacons with a cowboy boot to the throat of Boston Connor. Connor rounded up again, slammed into the turnbuckle. Here comes Billy White Moon one more time. He has been a machine tonight. Double team back body drop as Billy White Moon, the Choctaw Chopper, takes it. Oh, here he goes again into it with Scott Bell at ringside. The Toxic Table not looking too impressive for neither Scott Bell nor Pat McAfee. Rolled back into the ring. White Moon gonna go after AJ Hawk again as Boston Connor struggles to get to a standing position here. Billy White Moon right there on him, locks him up, winds it up. Whoa, corkscrew face buster right here. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. It is all over.
The time was 8 minutes and 10 seconds. And your winners, Billy White Moon and Jim Dandy, best of the West.
Wow, they really did great tonight. Yeah, Jim Dandy was pretty good too, but wow, Billy White Moon was like a one-man army in there, wiping everybody out. Too short pop, I could only sit there and watch it all burn down. It was magnificent. Billy White Moon, and there's that corkscrew neckbreaker that sealed the deal for Best of the West. All right, we'll be back with more RWL Rage right after the break. Did this really happen? I mean, is it confirmed or I don't know. That's what I heard. We'll know more in a minute.
Fans, we're back. And before the next match gets going, turns out there actually is some outrageous breaking news within RWL. And standing by is Chicago Danny Awesome, joined by Rage General Manager Steve Hercules Groves, with a very important announcement. And I can't believe what I've been hearing. Danny, are you ready now?
Hiya folks, Chicago Danny Awesome here. I'm backstage with Rage General Manager Steve Groves, and I guess you could characterize it as breaking news. Now Steve, it's my understanding American Supreme Matt Clark has been stripped of the World Heavyweight Championship?
That's right, Danny. As of midnight on November 1st, American Supreme Matt Clark was removed as our WL World Heavyweight Champion, and the title's been conferred upon an interim champion.
Steve, I can kind of think we can all agree that's pretty sudden and pretty drastic. Was there a reason for this?
Of course there's a reason, Danny. We don't strip a champion of a title without one. But for the purposes of Mr. Clark's circumstances, we will not be publicly stating the reason for this action, and acknowledge that Mr. Clark is still a member in good standing of this organization, with no penalties or actions taken.
All right, I gotcha. So what happens now to the World Heavyweight Championship when it's got to be defended?
The interim champion has issued a challenge for the World Heavyweight title tonight against any one member of the Sectarians, new, old, whoever or whatever, with the stones to bring it tonight in our second half.
A World Heavyweight title match tonight? Come on, Steve, you gotta give. Who is it? Who's the interim champion?
Well, now, Danny, I'd really prefer not to give the game away. Only clue I'll say is that the new interim champion is quite well known to all our WL fans, Let's see if any sectarians decide to sign a deal backstage in a hurry. I'll get you more on this when I get a minute, Danny.
Well, fans, as incredible as it sounds, the World Heavyweight Championship on the line tonight. The interim champion challenging any one of the sectarians. We'll be back with more RWL Rage in a minute.
All right, Rage continues. It's a grudge match between Mad Dog Mark McKay and Eddie Guerrero, along with the ninth wonder of the world, China, at ringside, and of course, Miss Morse X.
This next match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, along with Miss Morse X, from Ithaca, New York, weighing 105 pounds, here is Mad Dog Mark McKay.
Well, would you get a look at this? Mr. McKay and Miss Morse X sporting a new fall look. Slightly more casual, and in spite of that, Miss Morse X continues to keep her identity concealed.
Well, you can see more blonde. You can see blonde hairs now. That's a clue that we didn't have before.
Well, just the same, I couldn't tell you who she is, blonde hairs or not. And it's more than you're worth to ask Mad Dog McKay about it. McKay extremely secretive about the identity of Miss Morse X. I've stopped asking about it, and I never will again.
Don't worry, I wasn't planning on asking about it.
And his opponent accompanied by the ninth wonder of the world, China, from El Paso, Texas, weighing 224 pounds, Latino heat, Eddie Guerrero.
Okay, Myron, let's quit holding back here, honey. Spill the tea on this rematch. If you got anything special, only you were privy to.
Well, to start with, you remember what happened the last time they met at Rage a couple of weeks ago. Well, Mad Dog McKay picked up the win over Eddie Guerrero. It's Guerrero's baby. He came to me with it. He wanted the rematch. He wants to even the score with Mad Dog Mark McKay. He feels insulted. He feels disrespected. He feels Mark McKay is being a smartass. And well, maybe he is. But Eddie Guerrero wants to get even anyway. So, here he is with China. And Mad Dog McKay will be there with Miss Morse X. And we'll see how it all shakes out. Maybe they'll split it one apiece. Maybe Mad Dog McKay will sweep it. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
No hate for the Mad Dog, but I kinda hope Eddie does even the score tonight. McKay just did him so wrong last time.
And no kidding, he was mad about it. That's why he initiated the rematch clause in the contract.
Well, I must say, Mad Dog Mark McKay certainly has made his presence felt in his time here in RWL. And now he's got a thing going with Eddie Guerrero as Willie Johnson sounds the bell. They lock up center ring. Eddie Guerrero with a snapmare and a grind of the boot, followed up with a stomp. The Mad Dog Mark McKay is starting out at a disadvantage in the early goings here. Eddie Guerrero delivers a kick to the back, followed up with a stomp to the shoulder. Eddie Guerrero really starting to open up on Mad Dog Mark McKay, much to the protestations of Miss Morse X. Eddie Guerrero already going fair here. Whoa! A crushing crossbody to Mad Dog Mark McKay. A forearm takes McKay down. Mad Dog Mark McKay, who has yet to mount any sort of offense whatsoever. Eddie Guerrero is a heel hook stretch. An elbow to the leg of McKay, who counters. Back up on his feet here. Oh, hard right hand to Eddie Guerrero. Blatant choke right in front of Willie Johnson. What are you going to do about it? Whoa, double axe handle takes Guerrero down. Mad Dog Mark McKay with a clubbing overhand right to the back of Latino Heat. Just into the ring post from the inside. I wonder if Tex is allowed to sing when it's done that way.
He's allowed. He does it all the time.
Mad Dog Mark McKay starting to mount some offense here. Drops a leg on Eddie Guerrero. McKay moves in for a pin. One. But no. Eddie Guerrero powering out pretty easily. McKay up on the top turnbuckle. Oh! Double axe handle right across the head of Eddie Guerrero. Mad Dog Mark McKay fires off with another one. Guerrero misses with the charge. Another hard right hand from Mad Dog Mark McKay. Now Mad Dog McKay turning things around here. Up his drop to the head of Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero on the defensive here with some elbows to Mad Dog McKay. Side suplex. Latino Heat quickly pins. One. Only a one. McKay still too fresh. Guerrero off the middle rope. Missile drop kick. Takes McKay down to the canvas again. Eddie Guerrero doing what he does best. That turnbuckle now loosened up, the steel exposed. Mad Dog McKay and Guerrero on the outside. McKay with an elbow to the leg of Eddie Guerrero driven into the barricade. McKay drives him into the barricade again. Miss Morsex standing by. So far not engaged in any sort of trickery. McKay rolls inside. Eddie Guerrero laid out center ring. Face down. And here comes Mad Dog Mark McKay. He's about to go aerial. Guerrero stands up. A fist drop. A beautifully executed fist drop from Mad Dog McKay. A blatant choke as the referee fixes the turnbuckle. Guerrero on the short end of the stick here as Mad Dog Mark McKay plays tug of war with his arm. A chop, a right, a kick, a double shot to the midsection. And Mad Dog McKay, whoa, now breaking the eyes of Latino Heat across that top rope. A clothesline from Mad Dog Mark McKay. A series of them. Guerrero in the top right corner charge. Oh! A hard shot from McKay and then another. Mad Dog Mark McKay certainly retaliating hard here in the middle stages of this matchup. Head first into the turnbuckle. Eddie Guerrero. Whoa! A hammer blow right across the forehead from Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay snaps the leg on Eddie Guerrero. McKay definitely in control. Oh, Eddie Guerrero getting torn up by Mad Dog Mark McKay here. The leg snapped again. Guerrero laid out. McKay up on the top turnbuckle. Here he comes. Oh, well, not all. He walked right into a trap right there. A kick to the chest from Eddie Guerrero after the beautiful counter. Latino Heat with McKay set up. Oh, he is stretching him. Possible submission, but no. Latino Heat releasing the hold. Mad Dog Mark McKay reaching for the corner. Eddie Guerrero right there with the boot to the throat of Mad Dog Mark McKay. Miss Morsex not appreciating what she's seeing at all. Latino Heat with the frog splash. A cover. 1, 2. but no. Mad Dog McKay still in the game here. McKay counters with a jawbreaker. Gets a hold of Guerrero. Has him up for the powerbomb, but Eddie Guerrero, look at this, turning it around. Finds his way out of the danger zone here. McKay whipped to the ropes. Leapfrog. A duck under from Guerrero, and whoa! A kick that took McKay down center ring. And he looks hurt. Latino Heat up on the top turnbuckle again. McKay stands up, and another missile dropkick from Latino Heat. The ninth wonder of the world, China looking on, cheering on Eddie Guerrero, and he's not doing too badly here. Mad Dog McKay trying to turn it around. Head first into the turnbuckle. A hard right hand to Eddie Guerrero. And again, torturing the arms against those ropes. And Mad Dog McKay certainly not letting up. McKay there. Whoa! A headlock shot right. Oh, Mad Dog McKay playing games here with Eddie Guerrero. Right into the top of the turnbuckle. Mad Dog McKay dragging Guerrero center ring. And where's this gonna go now? Cloverleaf. Eddie Guerrero in all kinds of pain, center ring, no ropes to get to. McKay turns him loose. Mad Dog McKay gets ready to deliver an aerial strike here on Eddie Guerrero. He stands up. Here we go. Oh! The double axe handle fails. Guerrero counters with a shot to the midsection. Rebound off the ropes. Another missile dropkick. And Latino Heat goes in for the cover. One. Just the one. Says referee Willie Johnson. A stomp to the midsection from Eddie Guerrero. A stomp to the shoulder. The dropkick doesn't connect. A slap right across the face from Mad Dog Mark McKay. And another hard right hand drops Guerrero down to the mat. Mad Dog Mark McKay preparing to go air one more time here on Latino Heat. Here it comes. He nailed it that time. The fist drop one more time from the sky. Mad Dog Mark McKay turning this match around again. The momentum shifting back and forth frequently. Hard left from McKay to Guerrero. Whip to the ropes. A chop across the chest. A left. A chop. Another chop. And a spinning back fist puts Guerrero on the ropes. Mad Dog McKay on fire here. A suplex to Guerrero. A stomp right to the head. The ninth wonder of the world, China looking very concerned at ringside. And Mad Dog Mark McKay here now. Look at this. Eddie Guerrero turns it around with a dragon screw. Might have just shifted the momentum here. Kick to the midsection to McKay. Eddie Guerrero rounds him up into that submission one more time. The referee checking McKay, but again Guerrero releases the hold. Mad Dog Mark McKay into the corner here. Eddie Guerrero gets a grip on him. There's a kick to the leg. Down goes Mad Dog Mark McKay into the corner. Eddie Guerrero putting the boots to the chest of Mad Dog Mark McKay. And one more time, Latino Heat turning it around. Hinging on one simple error by Mad Dog Mark McKay. Eddie Guerrero up on the top turnbuckle. There it is, another splash. Another cover here. 1, 2. And there you go. Eddie Guerrero picking up a pinfall win over Mad Dog Mark McKay, putting them at 1 apiece.
The time was 10 minutes and 42 seconds. And your winner, Eddie Guerrero.
You know, it's been great watching the progress of guys like Eddie Guerrero and Randy Savage, who have claimed their independence from everybody and just doing their own thing. Well, now Eddie Guerrero and Mad Dog Mark McKay are at 1 apiece. Maybe they'll think the thing is squashed and this will stop now.
You never know with Mad Dog Mark McKay. Fans, when we return, more RWL Rage action in just a minute.
Alright folks, welcome back to tonight's Rwl Rage. Coming up next to close out the first hour, we've got the Disciples of Darkness, Drew Draven and Selena Sheik, getting set to lock it up with Las Reinas Latinas. It's a big deal because Las Reinas are undefeated. And well, the Disciples of Darkness, they're problem children. Well, we asked about this match and they sent this video in response. Let's have a look at that now. Roll.
Only a fool would ask a question to which he already knows the answer. Yes, it is true. Our and beauty escaped their fate at the hands of our disciples. But some battles you are fated to win. Others still to come, you shall lose. My daughter, Tiana, has foreseen what is to come. One in your number has been cursed. Even now, that soul struggles with pain and conflict within themselves, torn into by their own childish feelings. Their suffering is great, and Tiana has foreseen that I, Great Mother Lilith, must rise from the shadows soon and put that suffering soul to rest. Watch now as Drew and Selena and Los Reinas, their first taste of defeat.
You know, it would be corny if it wasn't so creepy.
Smoke and mirrors were the kernel of truth from the sectarians Lilith Morella, as the Disciples of Darkness, Drew Draven and Selena Sheik, along with Amanda Robinson ringside facing Josie Rod and Lisa Rivera, Las Reinas Latinas. And look at this, guys, something new has been added.
The following ladies' tag match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Representing the Sectarians and joined at ringside by Amanda Robinson, Drew Draven, and Selena Sheik, the Disciples of Darkness.
Boy, do we have to hear that over again? She said all this garbage already in this stupid video.
Drew Draven and Selena Sheik, along with Amanda Robinson, and she is always bad news at ringside. And this matchup against Las Reinas Latinas, a crucial situation for both teams. The Disciples would love to pick up a win here.
Now, Don, you and I know for a fact that's not Neo Kohana talking. But whoever the hell that is, doing her talking for her, they should be put out to pasture for good.
Well, the Disciples of Darkness, and more threats, and more smoke and mirrors from the sectarians, facing Las Reinas Latinas, and whoa, this is going to be a tough one.
Their opponents, accompanied by La Reinita Rosita from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Josie Rod, and Lisa Rivera, Las Reinas Latinas.
Something's new, all right. Next, Jens Rosita, branching out as a new third member of Las Reinas. No mess? Wow, it's been a wild night for sure, you guys. Las Reinas just have to win this match. Sure, they gotta lose one night sooner or later, but don't let it be tonight against these pint-sized punks.
Well, one wonders how this works out. Josie Rod and Lisa Rivera, of course, sisters. Rosita, not related by blood at all. In fact, not even Puerto Rican, she's Mexican. But somehow, some way, the chemistry appears to be there. And Rosita looks like she's going to fit right in with Las Reinas.
She is going to do just great. Right away, I can tell you. And look at the way she fills out the costume. Wow. She fits right in. She's natural. Perfectly natural.
You could very well be right, Myron. They do look a set. A match set for sure. Las Reinas Latinas again with a crucial win situation here against the Disciples of Darkness.
They just can't drop this match, guys.
They had better not.
All right, Myra and Christy the sides. Chosen up, it'll be Drew Draven and Josie Rod starting off in this ladies tag match to end the first half of tonight's RWL Rage as Willie Johnson sounds the bell. The ladies come center ring, rebound off the ropes. From Drew Draven to Josie taking her down with a flying punch and an immediate cover here. 1, on one only. Josie Rod catching a kick to the back from Drew Draven. Followed up with a stomp. Drew drives a knee into the arm of Josie. Josie Rod back up on her feet. Drew Draven again with the upper hand, knees to the midsection. To Josie Rod, down she goes again. A series of hard left hands to the side of the head of Josie Rod. And a stomp to the midsection. And those Doc Martens from Drew Draven. Draven countered by Josie, whipped into her own team's corner. And Josie yanking on the arm of Drew Draven as she makes her way out, turning it over to Lisa Rivera. Can't believe Rosita, the new number 3 in Las Reinas Latinas. Wow. Lisa Rivera catches an elbow from Drew Draven. Draven, with Lisa and the fireman's carry discus punch, takes her face down. Amanda Robinson already producing a kendo stick from beneath the ring, probably to be used on the outside. Drew Draven rounds up Lisa Rivera, whips her hard into the corner. Here comes Selena Sheik. Here comes a double team from the Disciples. A flying shoulder tackle to Lisa Rivera. Lisa gathered up again. Selena whips her back into the Disciples' corner. And retaliating, yanking on the arm of Lisa Rivera as Drew Draven is brought in on the tag again. Drew Draven with another flying missile off the top to Lisa Rivera. He's already taken 2 of those. Lisa counters, whips her into the corner. Selena quickly steps out and elbow takes her down. Followed up with a series of kicks to Lisa Rivera. Both boots into the chest from Selena Sheik. Both knees into the chest. Here's a cover. 1. But no. Drew Draven tags Selena Sheik in. Amanda Robinson already tricks at ringside. Whoa, here we go. Fail on that one. Lisa Rivera whips Selena Sheik to her team's corner. Las Reinas going to work here on the Disciples of Darkness. A blatant choke. No apologies here from Lisa Rivera. Josie Rod brought in. And Rosita seems to be bringing them quite a bit of good fortune here tonight. A stomp to the shoulder to Selena Sheik, followed up with another one. Another stomp to the shoulder. Josie Rod gathers her up again. Escorts her to the corner. Head first goes Selena Sheik. Josie Rod countered by Selena Sheik, a DDT. Dropping her right on her head as she rolls out to the floor. Selena Sheik turning her attention to Lisa Rivera, and whoa, got caught looking. There's a clothesline. Selena Sheik turns it over to Drew Draven. Josie Rod charges, drives a knee into the head of Drew Draven, returns her attention to Selena Sheik, gets countered with a shot to the midsection. Drew Draven with a kick to the back of the head of Josie Rod. Draven covers, but no. Josie Rod fights her way out. Whoa! An explosion out of the corner right there. Josie Rod catches the exposed steel of the turnbuckle. No doubt exposed by Amanda Robinson. And a second time, and a cheap shot to the back of the head from Drew Draven. And it is slipping away here for Las Reinas Latina. Inverted atomic drop. A hard shot from Drew Draven, a clothesline. The referee on that turnbuckle. Drew Draven covers, but the referee distracted with the turnbuckle, allowing Josie Rod time to escape. Josie Rod rounded up a discus. She went down hard again. The turnbuckle exposed by Amanda Robinson. That steel has already struck at Josie Rod a couple of times. Another inverted atomic drop. Josie Rod gathers her up. There's a backbreaker. Oh yeah, Josie Rod's provoked all right. Here's a cover. 1. Only a 1. Drew Draven back on her feet. Josie Rod right there to greet her. Vertical suplex from Josie. Josie takes it on her heels, turns it over to Lisa Rivera. Drew Draven back inside the ring. A clothesline from Lisa. A tag to Selena Sheik. Selena off the middle rope and a flying punch to the back of the head of a showboating Lisa Rivera. Bad move right there on the count of Las Reinas. Selena Sheik mounted punches to Lisa. A stomp to the midsection. And the tides have turned here again. Lisa Rivera battling back. As the tides have turned towards the Disciples of Darkness. Las Reinas Latinas in control at the moment. Shoulders into the midsection as the referee continues to be distracted, and another choke while the referee remains distracted. Rosita looking on quietly as if nothing was going on. Here's a cover. 1. Again, just a 1. This one might go a little bit longer than anticipated. Here comes, oh, there's a kick to the midsection from Josie Rod. She's setting it up. There's the flatliner. Whoa, that was quick. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3, and that was even quicker. Las Reinas Latinas remain undefeated and crushed the Disciples of Darkness. Unbelievable.
Just amazing.
The time was 7 minutes and 8 seconds. And your winners, Las Reinas Latinas.
Josie, Lisa, and yes, Rosita celebrating the win here over the Disciples of Darkness in a pitched battle between these two teams. But again, Las Reinas Latinas leaving the building undefeated one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the first half of tonight's RWL Rage. We will return with the second half right after this brief intermission.